You need to know that it started with Karan Johar having a nightmare. If he wakes up without his designer bags, big glasses and the jackets, what will happen? Jokes apart, I think it's a fish out of water trope, but the fish is different and the water is completely different. I think that much you need to know, and then you'll play the theatre whenever we see it.
Aries turns hustler, that's the vibe. I want to know, what made you want to tell this story?
Firstly, I have to say thank you so much. Thank you, Nikhil, and thank you to the entire team of Prime for homing and housing our show called Me Bae. We produce a lot of content at Dharma and Dramatic, but I think Somain, who heads it all, I think really knows and understands that I am truly, truly passionate about this particular show. And I'll tell you because I think it was an idea that came out in some discussion we had, and then we created the narrative, and with the expertise of Ishita Moitra, who was the head writer of the series, with Rohit and Samina guiding her along the process. Everyone watches stories that are from rags to riches. This is from riches to rags. And in a tone of humor, in a tone of irony, and also towards the end, a tone of empowerment. Depicted so beautifully by Ananya Panday. I would go as far as saying that you have seen her in a lot of work and she has been going from strength to strength, but this is by far her best work and will define her in the world of entertainment, and everyone is going to, and I'm saying this like, Danke ki choti. You're going to love Ananya Panday. This show, marks our tremendous collaboration with Prime Video. We've had so many successful associations, even in the series space with Love Story, which was one of the most acclaimed series that happened prior to this, and now we come out with Me Bae. We've had a bunch of amazing movies that we've done together, and this is really yet another step in the absolute right direction. And I have to add, we have an absolutely terrific ensemble. I can see all of them in the front row. I mean, like literally all of them and Ananya together make this show what it is.
Well,
and I'll end with something else. God, I will say that after you have to say what you have to say.
No, as I always say, that all of us do what we do because of you, Karan. So thank you so much for enabling us. You don't even know it. But I do know that we have a tune to show them. But before that, I think Colin is somebody like you.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that. So we have a director, a series director, Colin Dikuna, and he is absolutely amazing. He's brought in that chutzpah, he's brought in the spunk, the emotion, the irony, and eventually the empowerment of the main lead and the ensemble. That he's really enhanced the written word and the material. I keep telling him, I'm teasing him, he has directed one of the films in Love Story, but in many ways, I think so, this is his debut and this is his big launch. And if anyone who saw the initial announcement, it had a launch, that should have had Colin in it. Because this is by far his big launch, and I'd love to invite him on stage. Colin Dikuna on stage.
Thank you, Karan, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for being here, and I know everyone's waiting to watch the trailer, but I'm going to take some time to just thank everyone for the love that I've already received. From Karan sir, from Somi, from Apurva sir who's not here, from everyone at Prime Video, Nikhil, Aparna, Prerna, the whole team. It is with that love and that faith that we made the show with a lot of love. Okay, and it's not just me, no show was made, no series can be made with just a director and cast. There is a huge crew that went into making the show what it is, and I want to just acknowledge the writers who are here, Ishita, Samina and Rohit. We have some of our HODs, Ru and Joe who done the music, Pearl and everyone who couldn't be here. But without any more delay, presenting to you the trailer of Call Me Bae.
Congratulations. That honestly is the most fun trailer I've seen in the decade, if that's okay. Yeah, that's me, and I want to have fun. So, सबसे पहले I want to ask you a personal question, if that's okay, AP. Sure. Which is, when can I raid Bae's closet?
Never.
Thank you so much. But jokes aside, I want to ask ask you how, okay, tell us everything about getting into the skin of the character and becoming Bae.
It was actually a lot of fun. It was actually my most fun character, but also my most challenging at the same time. It's the first time that I'm doing a long format series, and the advantage of that is that you get to go so into every character. You know, with films, you only have a couple of scenes, you can't really, build up a backstory that much, but with a long format, you get to do that. And I really have Karan and Colin to thank for this one. They're the OG Baes for me. Everything that I've done in the show is thanks to them, and the whole team, the cast, I'm only reacting to everything they're doing. The crew, the dialogues, the way it's written, it was just so much fun. It was a lot of fun.
It looked like you were having a blast, and becoming Bae should have been so much fun. But I do want to ask you, in the trailer, there was something that you were doing. It looked like you were manifesting, right? It's like the Bae mantra. So I think a lot of us can do with a little bit of Bae in our lives. So if you would please take me through that mantra, it would be amazing.
Okay. Let's do this one, okay. मैं हूँ awesome.
मैं हूँ awesome.
मैं हूँ flossom.
मैं हूँ flossom.
I'm here to slay.
I'm here to slay.
Chalo, let's seize the day.
Chalo, let's seize the day. Okay, we're all gonna do it together. Okay, are you ready?
I promise to feel better after.
Komal, I want you to do this with me. Okay?
सारे
Ready?
cast को सबसे loudly बोलना है ये, ठीक है?
हमारे बात बोली, it'll be after you. We'll all repeat.
Okay. मैं हूँ awesome. मैं हूँ flossom. I'm here to slay. Chalo, it's time to seize the day.
We're gonna do this every morning. This is amazing.
It helps, it helps.
I feel better already. Thank you for that. And now, of course, as you mentioned, your friends who were with you on the show, and they're all sitting right here. So can we please invite on the stage हमारी मजेदार cast back with you. You know, some time ago we spoke about characters and how audiences fall in love with all of those characters that you've created. And I'm going to name a couple of them because, they're part of my life. Whether it's Rahul, whether it's Anjali, whether it's Pooh, for example, whether it's Rocky, most recently. Do you think Bae is going to join that illustrious list?
I think if I had to say it, I would say that it's been 23 years to Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. So I think if Rohan Raichand and Pooja Raichand now would have had to have a baby girl, she would be Bae. She would be Bae. And those characters, right? Not referring to anyone's age in the moment. I'm just talking because Bae really is a glorious Gen Z 2.0 derivative of Pooh. So she is really like where Pooh ends, Bae takes off. So that's the best way that I can describe. Because even when you saw the character of Pooh, it started with all the fun and games, and then of course she contributes to the emotional gravitas of the ongoings in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. Similarly, while you might look at the show and have an outer perspective that it's fun and it's cool and it's hip and it's fashionable, but it's saying a lot. And I give full credit to Ishita Moitra, who is the creator of the show, along with her glorious team, both Rohit and Samina, who have given all the fun the needed and required gravitas.
What a trailer. I think it's so sharp, and if that was that sharp in the trailer, I can't wait for the show. Thank you, Karen, for talking to me. Let's take this to Colin. Colin? They were right when they said that person should have had you. Okay, so congratulations. It's so special.
Thank you.
I do want to ask you, you can't tell us much, but tell me one thing that's outside of this trailer that nobody knows.
I can tell you one thing that you know that nobody else knows. Is that Rohini has done a small cameo in the show. So she's actually there, at your voice at least, as Ro talks. But like Karan sir said, the trailer is fun and hip and fashionable and speaks of Bae's journey. But आपने देखा होगा कि trailer के एक point पे she becomes a journalist. And असली story वहाँ से शुरू होती है. What she does in her own way and the dhamaka that she creates in her own way is what the show is about.
That's lovely, but why have I become so?
I was giving you the respect you deserve.
No, not at all.
When you said 23 years, I was like,
very young millennial stroke Gen Z.
Actually, now you can't. Yeah, now you can't.
I just want to sitting next to Ananya Panday. I don't want to be anyone, sir. Sorry.
Karan.
Well, thank you. Don't do that. just if I can call him Karan. I think most of us can.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Karan. Gurupati, the next one is for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I do want to ask you, what was your reaction when you started reading the script?
I think the script, it came at a time, the show came at a time when I was pretty down and out, and all thanks to Karan sir and Karan and Colin that they thought of me for this character Neil, and I think it's very different from anything that I've done, and it was fun. It was exactly what I needed at that time, and I can see the fruit coming out, and it's really great, and I hope everyone else likes it too.
Yeah, I'm going to take skincare tips from you later to ask you how that shine happens on stage. But for right now, I'll let that
Was
pass.
that a flirting comment? Ooh. You're really taking the opening affirmation seriously. I'm awesome, I'm awesome. You're really seizing the day.
Dude, this is my moment. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Now I just got you sit here, Karan, and look at that, and you can't
Anya
answer.
just to pep things up. I got paid for that.
All right, I'm going to take this to Ananya. Ananya, recently, you said somewhere that there are shades of Clueless, which is one of our favorite films ever. Schitt's Creek, and even some Nancy Drew and Bae. You want to tell us a little bit more about that?
I think what I meant by that is it's an amalgamation of all these like chick flick kind of movies that I love growing up. There was obviously, Pooh is iconic. I literally dressed up as Pooh 2 years ago. Like even now at 23, I'm dressing up like Pooh. I have like all her quotes on my mirror and everything, so she's really left a print on me. And it's like a mix of Schitt's Creek, Clueless, Aisha, Nancy Drew, all these fun shows that I don't think we're really getting to watch right now. It's the kind of show that I love to watch. It's very light, it's young adult, it's happy, it's fun. And even though Bae has a bit of all of these characters, she's like fully her own person. I don't even know how to describe her. People are describe Bae, and I'm just like, I just do this. Like, I don't have words. She just is all actions and she's all heart and she's a lot of fun. So I hope people love her as much as I do.
No, I absolutely love it because there's a point where I'm like, where does Ananya stop and where does Bae start in all those good ways. So congratulations on that. Bihan, hi. Thanks for joining us today. So I'm just guessing that you're Bae's beau in the series.
Yes.
Lucky man,
Thank you.
rich man.
Yes.
What else can you tell us?
He's a very self-assured, confident, wealthy guy from Delhi. They are said to be, they are married, and they're going through life together. And then, as a lot of people experience in their own lives, there's a difference in people, and they encounter resistance, and there is a certain lack of maybe attention that is given to the other person. And then we explore how that unfolds. And for me, I just really enjoy playing it because he's a very self-assured, confident, romantic sort of person. I've played more endearing and sweeter sort of people before, so I just was really excited when I read this character and Colin was talking to me about it yesterday.
Thank you so much for joining us today and congratulations. I'm going to take this to Niharika. I hope you have a mic with you. Niharika, we've seen you in the theatre. You've been fantastic. And I remember you playing a journalist in Pata Lok. So, just took me back to that for a second.
Are you saying I'm being very fast?
Not at all. You're right. You're absolutely. I have a feeling that these two genres are completely different. And
Absolutely, yeah.
How?
I mean, Patalok is a more like gritty universe, Amazon Prime, and there's crime, it's like really dramatic, and this is a dramatic Kejo universe. So it's like Sarah Matthews and Tamara Pawar are on completely different fields, doing very different things. I think for Sarah Matthews, being a journalist was front and center to her identity. And I'm really excited for people to watch this because there's so much more that Tamara is sort of experiencing, and Bae introduces her to like a completely new world. And I think her trajectory is more than just being a journalist. It's like a fun journey. I won't say much more.
Yeah, and we saw you reprimanding her for dropping something on that
Yeah,
question.
she also has a little bit of like OCD and all of that.
Nice.
She's dealing with,
Nice.
mental health
Yeah, at
issues.
that point you reminded me of my mother. Thank you so much. Oh, my mother. All right, so this next one is for you. So you're someone who's very familiar with changing trends and patterns of how content is consumed, but where do you think Call Me Bae fits in, and what do you want viewers to take away from the series?
So our idea was to do a fun show, I think fun. We're not seeing so many shows, either we're seeing murder and crime, and I mean, which everyone loves it. but also fun shows and a lot of romance, which is the core strength of Dharma. So that was the starting point, but also it talks about very serious issues, but not in a serious way, which is not there in the trailer. People will discover. I think Bae is doing to journalism what most journalists are not doing right now. I know it's a serious statement, but you will see as you see the show what I'm talking about. And thanks to the writers, I mean Ishita, Rohit, Samina, and Colin taking it over, and from the Amazon team, Prerna, Aparna, Nikhil, we have got a full support to go the route that we picked up. So there's more to Bae that we are watching, but this is a fun show also, but there's much more to it, I'd say.
Well, thank you so much. Get us in with the fun and then slam us with the emotions. So Dharma, guys. So Dharma. Thank you. All right, I'm going to take this to Lisa. Lisa, I remember that post you put out. It was so emotional about how you got a chance to actually...
That's just me all the time.
Yeah, your acting debut. How does, do you want to tell us about it in case we missed that?
Yeah. So this is my first on screen as an actor. And I think it's just really humbling to have debuted on a series from Karan and Prime combined. These are like dream come true moments, I think, for many of us sitting on stage who get to work in these spaces. But for me, coming from the other side of the world and ending up in a space like this is just absolutely unheard of in my own head. So dream big, because it might all just work out. So it's been amazing, I think. I have to say the biggest thank you to Colin for being the first long format director I've had, and he just really made it a very pleasant and easy experience for me. And really have to say thanks to Ananya because she remembered all of our lines for us. So every time anyone forgot, she would jump in and tell us what our line was.
So amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Nikhil, I'm going to take this with you. Yeah, thank you. I hope you have a mic with you. Call Me Bae seems like such an interesting and refreshing show. Tell us what prompted you to back it.
So, sometimes when you're hearing an idea or a pitch, something just jumps at you and hooks you. And in my experience, it doesn't happen every time, it happens very rarely. And it definitely happened in Call Me Bae, and specifically linked to how Bae's character has been written and the journey. And I really wanted to call out the writing for this series, Ishita, Rohit, Samina here. The writing really elevates the show, and it is very sharp, it is very self-aware, it doesn't hold back. When you see the show, you'll come to know what I'm saying, so all credit to the three of them for doing such a fantastic job. And when they spoke about it, it just popped for us, and we said, let's go for it.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Varun, thank you for being patient, first of all. Sorry I came to you last, but going by the trailer, it looks like you guys had an absolute blast. Now, none of them have told us anything except Lisa, who said when we forgot lines. It was Ananya to the rescue. Do you have one such nugget that you'd like to share with us?
I think this show made me realize that I'm a funny guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Initially it was me and my mom who realized it, and now I think it's more of a self-realization that I am a funny guy. So I think, and everybody on the set discovered that stand-up comedy within themselves, because we were just cracking jokes all the time, and I don't think there was any sad moment on the set ever. There are times where you're shooting for a show and you want to go back home and maybe not come back the next day. This show wasn't that. We were waiting to come back every single day. I still remember I'm still having withdrawals that the show got over. I genuinely can't wait for season 2 to start already.
Love it. You just called it. Well done. Pressure. Season 2 has to happen. Okay, guys? But thank you everybody for answering all my questions. I'm super curious about the show and I can't wait for it to drop on the 6th of September. But for right now, mics will magically appear to you if you have a question. Don't forget to direct your question to somebody.
Hi Nikhil, straight. This is Vinamra from First Post. So I wanted to ask you that the show looks really stylish. The palette is huge. So is this an attempt to gauge an international audience, and what are the kind of responses you are expecting?
Sure, thanks for the question. Today all the shows that we put out, roughly about 25% of the viewership for all our shows comes from outside the country. So the Indian content is really traveling across the world. We're seeing it with every single launch. This one, I feel there are two advantages. One, it's you know, as some people said before on the panel, it's really glossy, it's really glamorous, very well put together, international. That has appeal in itself. But at the same time, it's also a show which has a lot of honesty. They're saying something which is emotional but without being preachy. And I think that emotion and the hustle that all these characters go through, most people will look at it and say, hey, you know, I've seen that happening, or I've experienced that in some way. And that's what's going to make it relatable. So I feel it's an international quality project which will travel across the world, but also the emotions and what it's trying to say is what's going to make it relatable, hopefully to millions of people across the globe. That's our attempt.
Thank you, Vinamra. Thank you, Nikhil. Our next question.
Hi, I'm Namita Sajdev from Filmy. Hello everyone, congratulations, and first of all I want to say congratulate you all firstly. This show is going to be really happening. So can we have a big round of applause for all of them sitting there? Say yes. My first question goes to you, Ananya. When was the last time you had the rickshaw ride? And the first time ever, if I talk about? My dad and me, we share a car sometimes, so when he takes the car away, then I go to my Kathak class and stuff in a rickshaw. I know that there are no seatbelts in a rickshaw. So recently only I sat in a rickshaw, I think like a month or something ago. The first time I must have sat was like in school, like when I was like 10 or 12 or something.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Now we also know that there is no seatbelt in a rickshaw. Well, thank you so much, Ananya. My next question goes to you, Gurfateh. So we have seen you in different characters. How this character would be different, and how were you approached for this one?
Thank you for the question. I think it is different because, not necessarily, but that's been the public opinion that I've played very dark and like negative characters. But I mean, he tried to be the good guy, and I think this is my attempt at being the good guy and like happy and positive. So I hope that comes across. And yeah, I hope to do much more positive characters in life and not just be the bad guy.
Thank you, Namita, and thank you, Gurfateh and Ananya. Do you have the next question, please?
Lipika here. How are you doing? How are you doing, Varun?
Oh, sorry for me. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yes. Anyway, how much do you relate with this character, and what similarities do you find in your real self and on your real self?
So with Prince, I do relate a lot, a little too much. Prince is a guy who makes people happy. He does things for people so that they have a comfortable life. He's a people's person, and I think I am like that. And he's a proper Delhi guy, which is me to the core. He likes to go to the gym. He's a techie, which is also me. And I just had fun amplifying every trait in me that was about Prince. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing the character.
Also, Prince cooks really well.
Yes, and I do bake.
Varun bakes incredibly.
Limited orders only.
Thank you so much. Who's next?
Hi, Pooja Navate here from Filmy. My question is to Niharika. Hi. So, what are you more excited for the audience to see in Me Bae?
Most excited for, I think, the friendship between the girls and the pad that they occupy, and basically that madhouse that it becomes. I hope I'm not giving too much away, but I think the friendship between the girls is something that's really sweet, and I think Colin has really nicely tapped into that and allowed a lot of our natural chemistry to get into the show. And so I'm excited for the audience to see that. Thank you, Niharika. The mic's coming to you, Mark. Just give us a second. Thank you. Right behind you. Thank you.
करण जी, पहले तो आपको बधाई हो, आपने हमारी फिल्म को, जो हमारे देश की फिल्म को इतना अच्छा सम्मान दिलाया ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, तो उसके लिए मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहती हूँ पहले तो। जी। सेकंड थिंग ये कि ये जो OTT चैनल्स हैं, उनमें हर तरह का कंटेंट चलते हैं। अभी मेरे एक साथी ने पूछा कि इंटरनेशनली इसको किस तरह से हम पोर्ट्रे करेंगे आगे, तो उसी पर मेरा ये सवाल है कि जो कंटेंट की अगर हम बात करें तो पंचायत या फिर मिर्ज़ापुर, इस तरह की चीज़ें भी हमारे देश में काफ़ी पसंद की जाती हैं। तो उस बेस पे अगर हम बात करें तो जैसे ये जर्नलिस्ट बनेगी तो क्या हमें उस तरह का चीज़ भी मिलेगी, धारदार जर्नलिज्म या उस तरह की बातें हमारे को मिलेंगी आपके शो के थ्रू?
देखिए, आई थिंक जो बे का जो सफ़र है और जिस तरह वो पेश आती है, स्पेशली क्लोजिंग एक्ट्स में टुवर्ड्स द एंड, और जब आप ये शो को, जैसे मैंने पहले ही कहा था कि जब आप शो को दूर की नज़र से अगर देखो तो ऐसा लगता है कि एंटरटेनिंग है, ग्लॉसी ग्लैमरस शो है, लेकिन काफ़ी मज़ेदार चीज़ें होती हैं शो में इस कैरेक्टर द्वारा। और मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि ये कोई टेक्स्ट बुक ऑन जर्नलिज्म वाली कोई शो है, मैं ज़रूर ये कहूँगा कि जो शो की जो पॉलिटिक्स है, जो वो हम कहना चाहते हैं, जो कम्युनिकेशन है, वो बहुत सही है। और ये देश विदेश हर कोई रिलेट कर पाएगा। मुझे लगता है जो मुद्दा है शो का, फाइनली जो मुद्दा खुलता है, तो वो मुद्दा आई थिंक हर कोई रिलेट कर पाएगा, चाहे वो हमारे देश के हो या विदेश के हो। तो आई डेफिनेटली थिंक इट्स अ शो विद एब्सोल्युटली यूनिवर्सल अपील एंड विद अ मैसेज।
Thank you for your question and
Hi,
hi,
this is Nawaz Kochra, and I have a question for you. Here, hi. So, we've seen that you've been on a road for quite some time, especially on the OTT space. You've been playing some very good characters, but right now the OTT space is, very interesting. As an actor, I want to first understand that, what are the challenges, or are there any challenges you face when there are so many actors involved in a show and you particularly have to stand out? There is a fear of typecast also at times. And what was so different about Call Me Bae that you decided to associate with it?
So on typecasting, thank you for the question first of all. On typecasting, I think it's my personal effort to always play things that challenge me a little bit and maybe even scare me a little bit. As I said, this is something I've not done before. I've not played a character who's so confident and self-assured and brash and sometimes even a bit narcissistic. So that really excited me. In terms of standing out in a cast, in a huge cast, that was never really my main focus. I think my thing was, I'm an actor, I want to go in and do my job as best as I can, and the reality, the truth will come through, and it will connect to people if I'm doing my job well. And if I need to stand out, I'll stand out. If I haven't stood out, then maybe I need to do my job better and just connect more deeply with the character.
Thank you, Nawaz. Thank you, Vihan. We'll take our next question.
First of all, hello everyone, Shweta here. Congratulations for your upcoming series, Call Me Bae. My question is to Lisa Mishra. Lisa, we just saw the glimpse of Mumbai Hustle. So what are your thoughts on this? And have you contributed to the soundtrack of this series?
I think the song is amazing. Can we get a little round of applause for the performance earlier too? I think it captures the space of the show and the hustle that Bae is going through, trying to survive in a big city and have a job for the first time. I have contributed music to the show with my two friends and co-composers, Ruel and Joash Benedict, who are here, and they're excellent. They've done the background score as well for the series. Very, very hardworking, incredible people. And I have a song that comes in at a very pivotal moment of the show, which I can't tell you right now. But I think we all really love singing it. So once you hear it, you can join us in singing this song as well.
Would you sing us a couple of lines?
Am I allowed to?
Am I allowed to?
Please.
Come on, yes, please.
तेरे बिना मैं जाऊँ कहाँ, दिल तेरा है, देखो जरा मैं करके दूध ख्वाब मेरा, सोनी से हर तू शाम मेरा, तू ना हो तो क्या काम मेरा, तू ही बता। तेरी ये जो यादें सताए all night, तेरी ये जो यादें तेरे बिना मैं। I'll leave you with that.
That is amazing, and thank you for the prompting because this was completely unplanned. And can I please tell you, ये बिल्कुल planned नहीं था, and if that's what you sound like here on Brand Point, it's amazing. Yeah, thank you. This is awesome. Can we have our next question, please?
Hello, hi. This is Kunal here from IWM Buzz. My question is directed to Colin and Ananya both.
You know, when characters like this are presented, you know, there's always a perception that, you know, the gloss and the idea of having a character which is probably infamously considered as blonde and, you know, probably a bimbe, and that is the perception that takes over what the emotional gravitas of the show is, right? So, was there something specific that you made sure as the director and you, Ananya, as the actor, to never veer into that territory too much so that that doesn't become the, you know, holding emotion?
You know, I think they're very interesting characters, so I don't think that the perception or we're trying to sort of project a character as being blonde. But I think there is a slight like wink and nudge at privilege, you know, and having someone who's grown up in a so-called bubble. How does she, when she has to face the harsh reality, not in the harsh reality, the reality of the world, you know, her first job, she's grown up in complete luxury. What does it mean to actually come to Bombay and hustle? I think it's an emotion that so many people will relate to. Coming, renting an apartment, going to work, traveling by rickshaw, you know, all of these things. But the view, the world view is very different. Like, you know, so she may say a few odd things like, oh, are there seat belts? But she's coming from her worldview where, oh my God, seat belts mean safety. And rickshaw में इतने झटके लगते हैं, मतलब seat belt क्यों नहीं है? So it's something to think about actually. But you know, so it's just sweet moments like that. But what actually drew me to this character is that she has a complete positive outlook to life. You know, she will view everything and take the positives out of it. And I think that's something that we see in her journey. And it's actually an underdog story of someone who's privileged.
Anything that
Yeah, I think Colin answered that question about our take on privilege really well. But also I think as a character, I never made fun of Bae. Even though she was saying really silly things, like there's one scene where she's talking to a fridge and she's trying to get the fridge to answer back to her. And I remember everyone at the table was like, what is she doing? But I went with it. I completely, you know, believed what she was doing. And I think that's the most important, not to judge her as a character, do everything with honesty. And as Colin said, she's a very positive girl, even though many people would have judged her and do judge her and are probably saying that she's a blonde or she doesn't know this, she doesn't know that. I think the best quality of hers is that she doesn't judge people back, and she keeps saying that kindness is cool. And she never changes as a person, even once she transforms and all these things happen to her in life, she stays that good, hearted, nice person. So I would say don't judge a book by a cover in the show as well as in real life, and I think that's a lesson we can all take from Bae.
Thank you for the question.
Fridge scene will be in the deleted scenes.
Yeah, it's in the deleted scene, so I can say that.
Hi, Ananya. My question is to you. Samina, you're from Zoom Travel. Hi, how are you doing? So I have to ask you this, that you know, there was a point in life where you said like there is struggle and it became a big achievement. But still, like you said, that you have your own struggles, you know, whenever it comes to industry, being a part of the, you know, industry world. What is that one thing which you struggled the most while trying to make a mark for yourself in the world of glamour?
You know, honestly, firstly, we made fun of that line, honestly, ourselves. We kind of owned up to it. And I said it so long back. I said it 5 years ago. I really struggled with answering this question. Now, honestly, I'm done with that. But I think I'm just trying to like keep my head down, work, and I hope people like my work. And there's no struggle. I'm doing fine.
Thank you so much for your questions. It was such a fun Q&A, guys. Thank you for turning up with such wonderful numbers. We really look forward to your support. Take Bae to where she deserves. For right now, of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of you as